Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Jeffrey Epstein Show. I'm your host, Bobbycapucci, and this is a morning update. We're going to discuss Luc Brunel today and his disappearance. He has been MIA since Jeffrey Epstein was arrested for the second time. Nobody knows where he is, nobody has seen him, and he is another person accused of raping Virginia Roberts, as well as a ton of other girls. He was the founder and owner of the modeling agency MC2, and he was involved with Epstein big time. We're gonna jump into that article. We're gonna talk about him. We're gonna see where he is, where he's at as far as the pecking order of enablers. We're gonna see what his involvement was, and we're gonna see if anybody knows where the hell this man is. There's been reports that he was with Ghislaine Maxwell in Brazil. There's been reports that he's been other places, but nobody can pin him down. Again, why not? How is this guy, a modeling agency knucklehead, able to elude authorities? How is he able to elude journalists? Who is protecting him? Why are they protecting him? And the real big question is, why has he not been arrested? The only people that get arrested in this case are the two guards, those two guards that happened to fall asleep on duty that night that Epstein was AKA killed himself. Those are the only people that are getting charged in this case. Is that where we're going with this? Is that what they think they're going to do? Well, I have news for them. They're wrong. They are not wiggling out of this case this time. Not the prosecutors, not the perpetrators, nobody. Everybody, for once in their goddamn lives, is going to do their job. And that's it. We're not going to rest until these people are brought to justice. I don't know how many times we have to talk about it, how many times I have to say it, but that's what's going to occur. There's no rest. There's no giving us a sacrificial lamb. There's no just, all right, well, this is the person who was the mastermind behind it. That's not going to occur. We're not going to accept that. Everybody that enabled Jeffrey Epstein needs to pay the price within whatever the rules of law say. Because enough is enough. How long do we have to deal with this stuff? How many more times are we going to see it? If you'd like to contact me, you can do that at Bobbycapucci at protonmail.com. That's BOBBYCAPUCCI at protonmail.com. All right, let's jump into this article. And it's from Australia News, news.com.au. And the headline, Mystery Over Jeffrey Epstein's Missing Mate, Luc Brunel. Headline, a member of Jeffrey Epstein's inner circle has seemingly vanished without a trace since his disgraced friend was found dead in a New York prison cell. French model scout Luc Brunel, who founded the Miami-based MC2 model agency with financial help from Epstein, was last seen in public sipping on pink champagne at a lavish party on July 5th. So, right away, right off the bat, his modeling agency was established with financial help from Epstein. Why do you think? Well, it was a whole big pool for Epstein to go and yank people from to bring into his little sick group, right? So he could abuse them and keep them on his island or wherever he thought that they would, be the most use to him. And what better place to do that than a bunch of young girls who are aspiring to become models? Yeah, I can give you this career. I can make you the next insert supermodel here. Go see my buddy Luc Brunel. He'll take care of you. You get there. He molests you at the casting couch. Then he sends you over to Epstein. And now you're living a life of misery. That's basically, in a nutshell, very, very obviously what happened to a lot of these girls. And it's disgusting to think that this man is still running around, how he has not been arrested by French authorities, how he has not been arrested by American authorities, how he has not been arrested by English authorities is just beyond me. The 72-year-old was surrounded by France's rich and beautiful at the members-only Paris Country Club, having made his fortune over many decades as a power player in the lucrative global fashion industry. But less than 24 hours later, as he was likely brushing off a hangover from the previous evening, he received some news about his old friend Epstein. He found out the financier and convicted sex offender, had been arrested again in a New Jersey airport and would be facing sex trafficking charges. Epstein would be discovered dead in his cell just over a month later on August 10th as he awaited trial over the charges. Like a day after the papers were released, by the way. All the names. He was found dead. And Mr. Brunel has not been seen since that day. The French fashion guru has strongly denied any wrongdoing in his work as a model agent or regarding his relationship with Epstein. However, his disappearance, along with several Epstein associates like Ghislaine Maxwell, reportedly the financier, aka pedophile's girlfriend at one point, has raised questions about how much they knew about their mate's illicit activities. So it makes one wonder, what exactly did Brunel know? Was he closer to Epstein, as in he was providing these girls for the blackmail operation and not part of being blackmailed by Epstein? He could have just easily been Epstein's partner. You know, we still don't know all of the details. We have a lot of evidence, but we don't know all the details. We don't know exactly what part these guys played. What we do know, though, is that Virginia Roberts and other girls have accused this man of raping them and of sexually abusing them. Mr. Brunel became a big name in the fashion world in the 1980s as a scout at the Karins Models Agency in Paris. He claims to have launched the careers of some of the industry's best-known names like Jerry Hall, Angie Everhart, and Christy Turlington. However, his close friendship with Epstein has cast the media spotlight on him again. Oh, you think? When exactly Mr. Brunel became friends with the disgraced U.S. money manager is unclear. However, it would have been no later than the 2005 launch of MC2, which Epstein financed. Since then, the pair have been close. Mr. Brunel even flew on his private jet to visit Epstein in jail in Florida. I wonder why he would do that. Sounds like a partner to me, folks. Sounds like somebody that's keeping things going on the outside while Epstein's locked up. Virginia Roberts, a longtime Epstein accuser, who recently claimed in a high-profile BBC interview she had sex with Prince Andrew at Miss Maxwell's London home when she was 17, alleged in court filings that Mr. Brunel brought teenage girls to the U.S. on model visas. There you have it, folks. There you have it. It was like a flesh buffet for these sick bastards. She alleged the girls were then farmed out by him to Epstein and others for sex. The 36-year-old, who now lives in Australia, also alleged she was made to have sex with Mr. Brunel by Epstein several times in Epstein's homes. In 2015, Mr. Brunel denied any involvement in Epstein's alleged offenses. French prosecutors have not named him, and he has not been charged with any crimes. I strongly deny having committed any illicit act or any wrongdoing in the course of my work as a scouter or a model agency's manager, he told The Guardian. Yeah, of course. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Every single one of these people, it's the same thing. I saw nothing, I heard nothing, and I will speak nothing. You saw it all. You were involved. You were bringing him girls. You're not swiggling out of this. You're a liar. You're a predator. And you're a scumbag, Jean-Luc Brunel. Mr. Brunel also denies the allegations that he had sex with Miss Roberts. Meanwhile, in Paris, police are looking closely at Epstein's associates and trying to find out whether the sex trafficking took place on French soil. As part of the investigations, one of the model agencies, which was founded by Mr. Brunel, was searched. The model scout was nowhere to be seen. Officers also raided Epstein's Parisian apartment on Avenue Foch, one of the capital's most expensive streets. French media reports that Epstein's French-Brazilian butler opened the door to the Parisian home, which contains around 50 rooms, including one dedicated to massages. Shocking. Everything's about, air quotes, massages with these guys. It's like, when we were younger, we used to talk about, oh, do you have your pool cue? Meaning, do you have your fake ID? You know what I mean? It's like, these guys are so stupid. It's like they're a bunch of 14-year-old idiots mentally. French newspaper La Parisien reported the apartment showed signs of having been cleaned out. That's shocking, right? Just like Epstein. Just like when Epstein was arrested, why would you tip him off? Why wouldn't you just no-knock raid him like you did Paulie Manafort, or you did Roger Stone, or you did insert anyone else here? Why would you not just no-knock raid this dude, kick in his door, bring in the SWAT team, and arrest him like the sexual, disgusting predator he is? Why would you give him the courtesy of a phone call and allowing him to turn himself in? Make it a spectacle. Sexual abuse victims are now crying out for Epstein's alleged enablers to be tracked down, particularly since they were protected for over a decade by Epstein's notorious 2007 plea deal. Well, not only sexual abuse victims, folks, that is exactly what we're doing, right? We're standing on every single mountaintop we can find, and we're calling for the enablers to face punishment. I've been saying it since the beginning of this podcast, all the way back when I first started. The enablers are the biggest problem in this whole case, in my opinion, because they're going to, if they get off scot-free and they skate by, they're going to keep doing the same exact things, all right? And what if it's your kid? What if it's your children next, or somebody you know next? Because I know it sounds, like you have a better chance of hitting megabucks, or you have a better chance of winning the lottery until it happens to you, or until it happens to somebody you care about. And we can't let these people get away with this stuff. We have this Weinstein guy buying his way out of his troubles. And you know what's going to happen eventually? He's going to get nailed again. Guys like that don't stop. Guys like that don't just stop molesting people. That's just ridiculous to think. When Epstein admitted that he solicited prostitution from a minor, he was given a promise that he and any potential co-conspirators would avoid further charges. Boy, maybe they should have given that same deal to John Gotti, or Gas Pipe Casso, or Vincent the Chin. Of course, they wouldn't give those people those deals. Why? Because there's other people involved in their criminal conspiracies. And then what happens? Bam, RICO. Why? I don't know how many times I got to say this, but why is there not a RICO case opened against all of these people? Hit them with the RICO, swoop them all up, and then put them to the question. Pretty simple, but no. Everyone's playing pat-ass. Everyone's running around, joking around, I guess. The cops aren't doing their gig. What more evidence do you need? You have corroborating witnesses, you have flight logs, you have everything that you need for there to be something going on. But yet, there's no serious investigation being launched. Now the disgraced money manager is dead, and it appears the investigation into his associates in France has come to a standstill. Isn't that nice? Those French, they're really something else over there in France, huh? I guess they're too busy trying to make the riots and stuff go away, the yellow vests or whatever they were called over there. They're way too busy to chase down sexual predators. So if you live in France, I guess you got to be careful of being, abused, because nobody's going to stop the prolific abusers. So I guess it's okay over there. However, news.com.au has spoken to a former U.S. police officer, John Mark Dugan, who has been trying to track down Mr. Brunel. Here's this John Mark Dugan character again. We've talked about him a little bit. He's the guy that says he has the dirt on Jeffrey Epstein. He used to be a police officer in Florida, had a falling out with the police department there, and then went to Russia seeking asylum because he said he was a political prisoner or something like that here in America. And he says he has all this information, tapes, etc., but nobody has ever seen hide nor hair of it. So I don't really know. I'd say take it with a grain of salt. I highly doubt he has the information he says he has. And I'm leaning towards him being another BS artist, but I can't confirm that. I don't know the man. I've never really talked to him or anything like that. But if you have this information on these people and you're already ensconced over in Russia, why don't you hand the information off to some journalists so that they can run it? At least let them verify it. But no, all these people do the same exact thing. They're just a bunch of yapping and no action. Sources have told Sky News that both Mr. Brunel and Miss Maxwell have been spotted recently in the Brazilian Riviera. However, when the news outlet's reporters showed up at the Infinity Blue Resort and Spa in Santa Catarina, where their phones have been traced to, there was no signs of either of them. It appears the long wait for answers and justice for Epstein's victims is far from over. And as far as the phones go, just because you ping their phones there doesn't mean anything. What, you don't think these people are shrewd enough to know that they could pass these phones off to somebody and give them to these people so that they get pinged where they want them to be pinged? Look, I don't put anything by these people at this point. And if Ghislaine Maxwell is Israeli intelligence, like all the signs point that she is, then of course she's going to be very shrewd. Of course she's going to know about counter-espionage tactics. Of course she's going to know how to make people think she's one place when she's another. And add to that her handlers on top of that who don't want this to get blown open. Well, of course, they're going to help her as well. And have no doubt, if Jean-Luc Brunel is as locked into this as we think he is, if Jean-Luc Brunel has information that they want hidden, well, either A, he's being hidden as well, or maybe Jean-Luc Brunel sleeps with the fishes. Because if you think these people are beyond getting rid of someone who has the dirt on them, you are not paying attention. Like Ramsay Bolton said in Game of Thrones, if you think this has a happy ending, you are not paying attention. And that's definitely the case because look, the drive has just started, folks. The drive has just started. This is going to be a long, drawn out fight. These people aren't going to go down without punching and kicking and screaming. These people aren't just going to lay down and be arrested and, well, that's the end of it. We've had our run. We're ready to go. You guys come and arrest us now and, party's over and we're going to tell you everything, and none of that's going to occur. These people are slippery, these people are smarmy, and these people are scummy. The 3 S's. Slippery, scummy, smarmy. And that, my friends, is all of these clowns. All right, so we all know what the deal is, right? This year, 2020, predators become the prey, and we're going to be doing it each and every day. 71 straight days now with the podcast, folks. Not missing a day, not missing a beat, not missing a scoop. I'll be back later on today with some flashback articles that I've talked to you about. I told you we're going to do those segments, so we're going to start those later on today, and I will definitely be back later on tonight with the Daily Drop. Hope everybody has an incredible Saturday. It is Saturday today, right? Okay, yeah, all right, good. Hope everybody has a good Saturday today. Hope you enjoy your weekend with your friends, family, doing whatever it is you're going to be doing. I'm going to be having withdrawals from not having any Penn State football to watch today, but I will be very, very excited when UFC comes on tonight because it gives me a nice distraction from the madness because I find myself doing nothing but researching this case, and I'm literally in like a dark rabbit hole of disgustingness, and I feel dirty after these articles, and I feel like I have to take 5 or 6 showers after I read these articles. So it's nice to have a little bit of a distraction later on today with UFC. But I hope everybody enjoys your day, whatever it is you're doing, and I will talk to everybody later on today. If you'd like to contact me, you can do that at bobbycapucci@protonmail.com. That is BOBBYCAPUCCI@protonmail.com. If you would like to support the show, you can do that by clicking on the GoFundMe link inside of the description box.